Hello, beautiful. God, I've missed you. Good God, I've missed my motorcycle. She's so desperate for a clean too, bless her. She's covered in crap. Oh God, I needed to ride. Anyway, what's up, people? First off, massive thanks to those of you that bought stickers in the last week while I was away. Obviously, they haven't been posted yet, so another thanks on top of that for your patience. My second thanks is to my most recent Patreon supporter, Muffin Hands. Huge thanks to you, buddy. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Anyway, onto the vlog at hand. So, Badger and I landed back in the UK on Friday. To think that we left that morning, 24 degrees, beautiful sunshine, and we've come back to this shit. Had a great time though, man. Absolutely great time. It's beautiful to get out there. So our balcony in our hotel room was basically on the beach, and it had two shutters, right? The first shutter was glass, and the second shutter was wooden slats, like at a slight angle, so you could see sort of down and out of them, but no one could see in. One morning we closed the glass shutter and the slats, whereas normally we'd just been closing the slats because it was so warm and you could hear the ocean from our hotel room. You could hear it lapping the beach. So we'd left the glass one open most of the time. But this one evening we closed it because we were having some mosquito issues, and the next morning Badger gets up, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and I hear this bang. She basically pulled the curtains back and then headbutted the glass door because she'd forgotten that it was closed. And that was beautiful. Driving over there was quite an experience, you can put it that way. Nobody pays any attention to the speed limit, like ever, anywhere. Everyone just doubles the speed limit on every road, which is interesting. Motorcyclists don't wear helmets, and they also drive like penises, most of them. Not all of them, obviously. Hello, mate. And why are we doing 27 miles an hour in a 50 limit? Oh, 34. This is fucking painful. Badger and I came back on the Friday because we were like, let's have the weekend to recover and relax before we go back to work on Monday. And so far it's just, it's been way too busy to relax. We've had so much to do. God, I've missed my motorcycle. So the traffic over there and the standard of driving was so weird. I couldn't help but think to myself, I was wondering, do I do the same? Do I cruise around at like twice the speed limit and not indicate and just do whatever the fuck I want? Because at first I didn't want to do that. No, I was like, no, that can't be right, man. Like, surely I should abide to all the rules and stuff. And I was thinking, well, surely this is a terrible idea, because what if I double the speed limit and there's a Greek policeman right there who's just going to hit me with a stick because the Greeks aren't as precious as us in the UK. Oh, can't do that. Oh, that's not PC. Oh no, can't touch anyone, that's assault. You know, the Greeks are just like, fuck you, don't do that, smack. I was keeping my eyes peeled, and Badger and I saw one policeman the entire time. One. And he was driving through Naflion at twice the speed limit, tailgating and undertaking. So that was interesting. And it was at that point I was just kind of like, you know what, fuck it. Oh man, there's so much petrol on the ground. Why is there petrol on the ground? I kind of don't want to go back to work either. You know what it's like. I've been enjoying myself for the last 2 weeks, and now, you know, the fun is over, really. Back to work tomorrow. Ugh. I kind of feel like I need to do a follow-up video of the speed triple as well. If any of you guys live along the south coast of the UK or on or around the Isle of Wight, please do give me a shout if you own a Speed Triple R 2013 or later, if you'd be willing to let me have a go and compare it to this, because the dealership local to me don't have one, and they can't get one unless you order it. So I'm kind of shit out of luck, really. Why don't you indicate before you brake? Why do people do that? An indicator is called an indicator for a reason, right? It indicates what you're about to do, right? It's like a preemptive, by the way, this is what I'm doing. If it was something that you're supposed to do as you do whatever it is that you're doing, it would be called a descriptor or something. or and now I'm doing but it's not. It's an indicator, for fuck's sake. Indicate, then do what it is you're going to do, so I know what you're going to do, you fucking tits. What's up, buddy? No, that's alright, after you, buddy. Roads are too greasy for me to open it up, pal, I'll die. Take it easy. Why on earth are you trying to race me when the roads are like this, bro? Just as I was talking about how shitty the driving is in Greece. And I come back to that guy. Whatever. I can't really be bothered to get annoyed about it. So back to driving in Greece, I guess. I love driving on the left hand side, right? I'm used to it. That's the way I roll. I've been doing it my whole life. That said though, I'm surprisingly comfortable driving on the wrong, aka right side. The weirdest thing though is learned behaviour. Like, I get in a car and I go onto the left side of the road, because that's what I've been doing for the last like 10 or so years I've been driving, you know? So a couple of times in Greece I'd find myself accidentally going onto the wrong side of the road, especially after, like, you know, pulling out from being parked or something. The high street in Toulon has a very sharp S-bend in it, and the road is kind of 3/4 the width of this, I guess. So not really enough room for 2 lanes. And so people tend to drift into the middle, right? And traffic is going both ways. One time I was driving up through the high street and there was a guy on a moped coming the other way without a helmet, like none of them do. And instinctively, like, to get out of his way, I started to steer left, which is really bad because that's not the correct side, because he also went that same direction, except that was to his right. So we kind of headed towards each other and ended up doing this. I caught myself doing it quickly enough that it wasn't a problem, but it's just that learned behaviour. Also, stupid things like going to change gear, because obviously now I'm sat on the left hand side of the car, excuse me, the gear stick is to my right and I'm used to it being on my left, so quite a few times I'd go to change gear and just punch the door. I love driving in foreign countries, and it gives you gives you more of an idea of what the country's like. I mean, driving is a big part of culture nowadays, and it tells you a lot about the attitude of the general population to drive among them, as weird as that may sound, because driving is a really unnatural thing actually. But people behave differently in cars, you know. Well, of course you do, because people in cars F and blind at each other and road rage and stuff, which 99% of people wouldn't dare do to somebody else face to face. So I love driving in foreign countries, and I love driving off the motorway. The motorway is the most soul-destroying place to drive ever. It's just boring and shit. And if you're in a foreign place that you've never been before, I implore you, do not use the motorway. If you're not on a time constraint, don't use the motorway. Go the back roads, see all the cool stuff, see all the countryside and all the little villages and shit, and actually appreciate how different it is to where you're from. Oh, look at this death trap shit for motorcyclists, man. Leaves and greasy shit in the middle of a turn. Holy crap. I still can't believe that guy in the Beamer tried to race me. What the fuck? He's trying to race me on a street that's bumpy as balls, a 30 limit, has roads on either side of it, parked cars on both sides, and it's residential. Some people's judgment is so piss poor, it's unbelievable. Don't get me wrong, if the conditions were right and the place was right, yeah, I would have had a play with that guy, but dude, there? Really? There? Anyway, I'm pretty sure I've covered most of the things that I wanted to have a quick natter about, so I'm going to head home now and hope that I don't get killed by some guy smoking or whatever the fuck it was in his financed BMW trying to race me in the street. So it's good to be back, people. It's good to be back. I'm hoping the weather will hold off well enough for me to record some vlogs, because you know what it's like, moto vlogging in winter drops off. Because even if we did fancy going for a ride in the pissing rain in the cold, you wouldn't see anything, because the lens of the camera will be covered in water and everything looks shit. So I'm hoping I can queue up a whole bunch of videos to record for you guys. I do have some suggestions from my Twitch followers, so I'll start making my way through those. Also, as per my last video, if you haven't seen it yet, you can submit a suggestion, where as a subscriber you can suggest something that you want me to talk about, and then I can go and record a video about said topic. So if there's something that you want me to have a bitch or a moan about, or just generally want to know how I feel about something, then submit one of those, people. Just tweet me or email me. You can find all that kind of info in the description. And I will see you guys next time. I've been Smo, you guys have been awesome. Peace.
So this is a good. Oh, that's a great start. Oh, for sake! Oh, and it wasn't hay fever. Oh, well played. Go on, cut in. Oh. I might give you a walk around of the beast. We'll just do a quick one. Broken indicator light. It's all standard. Standard mirrors. This is the worst walk around ever. There's a bin on fire. It's a bit weird. I want whatever he's on. Come on, fatty. Don't know, the numbers come off. 1, I think. I've done it. Can I go? I'm going. Oh god.